Welcome back. Our sponsors at Save the Michaels are dedicated to supporting families and individuals through addiction. And here with us now to talk about it is founder Avi Israel. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Now, I know that there's been a big push lately in harm reduction strategies. So I'd love it if you could explain what these strategies are and why they're important.
Well, the whole idea of harm reduction is keep a person alive until they're ready to go into treatment. And that's exactly what we're doing. We, in the past year, and I mean, actually not in the past year, just this year alone, we've gotten close to 19,000 calls for help. We have sent 400 people to rehab. So we're making progress and we're moving forward. And there's the need. I mean, you hear all these talks about the reduction in overdose death. That's wonderful. That's great. But we're not talking about what is, the people who are dying. Let's not just talk about opiate. Let's talk about addiction.
Yes.
And how many people die from addiction. So for instance, just from alcohol alone,
Right.
There's over 80,000 people a year that die in this country. There's over 6,000 people that die in New York State. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about people who die from a work accident due to opiates. So what we need to do is change our thinking and start thinking about what do we tackle the cause of everything. The cause of everything is a brain disease called addiction.
Yes.
And that's what we need to focus on. If you look at what the future is going to bring, there's going to be another drug that's going to come in and devastate our community. If you look at alcohol, like I said, nobody talks about that. Why? There's tax dollars in there. So that brings money to the state.
Well, Save the Michaels is something that is so unique, and we're lucky to have in our area because the work that you're doing for addiction is profound, and you think of all the steps in between, because we've talked at this, at length, and when it comes to addiction, if we look at it the same way that we look at if you had a heart disease problem, no one would, send you home after 30 days and say, okay, you're done, that's over.
That's exactly, you're absolutely right. But, people go to treatment, and after 28 days, you are on your own. We don't have a single system in this country, and especially in New York State, that is an aftercare system. So when you get out of treatment, you did 28 days, you're on your own, they tell you you're healthy, go home. That's BS. You're not healthy. Because the first thing that goes to your mind is, where am I sleeping tonight?
Right.
Where am I going to get my next meal? How am I going to get to the doctor? And so on. So to give you an example, we have a procurement from the New York State for transportation.
Yes.
Where we provide transportation to people, either to go to treatment, for moms or dads to go visit their kids, to go shopping or whatever.
Court dates.
Court dates, all kind of stuff. Our grant is going to run out on June 30th. There is no new grant.
Yes.
So we don't know what's going to happen with transportation.
Right.
The state budget has not increased for mental health, has not increased for Department of Health, has not increased for OMH. And what we have now is ridiculous things that I don't even think that the state needs to get involved with that. So if you're a politician and you raise $100, the state matches that and gives you an additional $100. We have representatives from Western New York or from the Buffalo area that go to Albany. We have a state senator that's been there, has never done anything for the people of Buffalo. So, for instance, you take care, charity starts at home.
Yes. How can our viewers support you? We can't lose what you're doing.
So you need to call your representatives. You need to call the governor's office and let's say enough is enough. Let's start taking care of the needy and the people who need it right here in this city. What are we doing for the homeless community, for God's sake? We have enough of them. Mm-hmm. Okay, what are we doing for people with, so if you have mental health and addiction, okay, which most people do, there is no hospital that will take you.
Yeah.
So you'll end up on the street. The problem is, our focus is not on helping our community.
But this is the city of good neighbors, and in our Western New York community, people are ready and mobilized to help. Are there ways that people can donate to Save the Michaels?
We would appreciate anything that the community can donate because we have been working with the same budget from the state for the last 7 years.
Yes.
So everything else went up from salaries to, fuel for vehicles, to even a loaf of bread or
that
eggs.
You provide to the people that come in.
Yeah, so we have a drop-in center in Lockport.
Yes.
Where we support the people during the day and try to get them into housing and everything like that. We do that all on donations. People, I understand that people are hurting. I understand that it's hard to feed your family right now. So that's why I'm looking at New York State government. That's why I'm looking at the federal government and I'm saying, where are we focusing on?
Yeah.
What's our priorities?
Right.
And to get, 18,000 calls, to put 400 people into treatment, to drive over 8,000 miles so far this year, people get the services that they need from us. But unless we're going to get some help from Kathy Hochul, we're going to have to lay off some people.
Yeah.
And that's going to hurt the community.
I understand. But thank you for sharing the incredible work that you're doing. And we pray that the community can rally around you and funding will make itself available so you can continue to help people, Avi.
Thank you. Thank you.
Viewers, if you'd like to learn more about all of the ways our sponsors at Save the Michaels are mending our community, you can visit their website, savethemichaels.org. Thanks again for coming in, Avi.